Good afternoon. It is August 20th, 2025, and it's a Wednesday, and we are in the 6 p.m. hour. Going into the 6:45 macro overnight. Settlement is 6,414 and a half. I'm kind of excited about today's report. I'm not going to hold you because the main trade I took today was essentially waking up, walking around with a limit order, sell limit order here. Let me see if I can pull that specific trade up. It's on a continuous. This trade right here, that was something that I was mostly concerned about. I was like, you guys shorted overnight, took out previous day's low. What are you trying to do for PM? It can't be a buy, right? Why can't it not be a buy? Because of 20-day being right there. And I was just like, this is a sell model for today. This has to be tagged, right? This has to be tagged, right? Sure enough, I'm gonna stay on the actual contract itself. Sure enough, AM settlement is here, initial balance is here. Both of these form under the 20-day discount. This buy low is this Friday's low, right? And the day that we're looking at is this level as the discount. The open of this candle, the open of this price action here as a discount. And this is essentially the bottom of that up move here that we are now rebalancing. This has to be the bottom, right? This has to be the bottom. This has to be an excellent, sorry. This has to be an excellent cash price, right? Yesterday we said this is very good. Today it's this has to be excellent. So if you had a buy limit here, I would 100% stop out here at 6334, lower than 6334. Something here tells me that this is excellent, that this is an excellent bottom. Too many things line up for that to be the case. Nothing in the macro screams we're going to go into a bear market. This looks very good. So I'm very excited to see what Thursday gives us. So for tomorrow, and I'll go to the 1 minute in a little bit. Here's 3 o'clock. So we could snag this here and then go higher. Discount is somewhere above discount. We're probably at discount. That it lines up with discount. So we want to see this ran. We want to see this ran. So that way we could go up. If I'm wrong, I'm totally fine with cheaper prices if I'm wrong. If I'm right, golly, what a great price this is. I was being very conservative looking at all of these other levels that we've been looking at for the past few days, you know. We had all of here, 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 and never in my wildest dreams that I think that they would bounce from 20-day discount with added volume going into tomorrow. So it's very interesting. This may be the bottom for this run here. We do have UNC on Friday. So what we will look for now as a protective measure is just to make sure that we are on our P's and Q's. Let me just turn the executions off. To make sure that we're on our P's and Q's, we're going to look at this fair value gap. We are bullish if we leave this fair value gap inverted and close above here into that range to then go higher. So this fair value gap, let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. I'm feeling very comfortable with this as cash, as a cash position here. Um, I would have degen bought here in cash. That would have been what I would have done. I would have also bought here as well. But wow, this could be a very, very, very good start to a very, very, very good bull run. I am not ready to go lower just yet. I would consider anything below here and these contract. I'm trying to consider all of these until the next contract. But not right now. The next contract is around here. I'm totally okay with this. I'm totally okay with this, but just not right now. I don't think so. I just don't think so. So if you want to do a little DTE for that, I don't recommend zero DTEs ever. But this is something. This is something. And I really like this. And right now I want to see us in between this range, essentially. I want to see us in between this range, essentially. What we do here. What we do here is very important. But I think that we lean upwards. And if I'm wrong, I'm totally fine with being wrong because then I'll just trade wrong at 9:30. That's trading. That's investing. If I'm wrong, I'll just trade it that way until I'm right. But yeah, we will see what 9:30 brings us. Let's watch over the overnight. Let's see what that gives us. We haven't gapped up or lower, so we're at a pretty balanced price here. Let's look at NQ. NQ obviously was the same story. How they did it is a different story. For them, it was this Wednesday low. That's as far as they went. Why there? Beats me. Let me turn on the 20-day. Because this is essentially the range, right? Let's say we got it from the top. It lines up with 75. But this candle right here isn't a macro. This is a macro. So this makes this like a pseudo order block, so the low of this, but they eventually went to that. But this is 75% of this 20-day range. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I really want to see what tomorrow's price action is. I'm very curious about what tomorrow will bring. Bitcoin, what are you doing? Obviously, there's always a buy and do nothing. Just like SPY. It's not loading. It's not loading. Bitcoin is not loading. There you go. Okay. This is interesting. Part of me doesn't trust that, so I'm still gonna keep looking at this fair value gap, which I believe was a weekly fair value gap. I'm sorry. Is that not a weekly fair value gap? What am I looking at? Huh? Yeah, that doesn't look right. I'm not entirely sure why that's the drawing. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why that's the drawing. But I'm assuming this balance price range. It's gotta be this balance price range at minimum, right? Because that looks healthy. But we still haven't got this low here, so let's see what we're going. Let's see what we're doing on. So this went for 10 a.m. It snagged. That's a weekly low. Let's see if it actually holds it. I wouldn't be surprised if they sweep this one last time and then keep going up. This is the balanced price range. Interesting. So yeah, let's see what's going on tomorrow. With ES, we are looking at something that could be a really good bottom. The only thing is that I'm gonna keep this a little retail here just to point it out and just to keep this as a narrative. This is essentially the trend line, the theoretical trend line on the hourly. It looks horrible on the daily, but that's the trend line on the hourly. Hmm. I wonder if they short overnight. Like I said yesterday, we wanted to see what they would do overnight, and then overnight, essentially, what we did was we took this sweep of highs here. Why did we do this sweep of highs? That's another thing. Because it's past midnight, and by the time 6:45 hits, this right here could be your soup. But because you are not in your position yet, you're best to just go to that high or this high. If you took that high at 6:45, it's 40 ticks for your 240. But yeah, you would exit somewhere here. Um, wow, what a position! What a tape read today. I'm very impressed by me really being able to see that coming and just being very concerned. Like this doesn't look good. It was criminal. It was criminal. This is the 9:30 candle. Sweeps all of these overnight highs since midnight. And these two are paired. This is so much fun. This is such a fun thing to do, learning how to trade and just trading. Incredible. Incredible. And that's my thing that's tripping me out today. Initial balance and AM settlement was under the 20-day discount. So there's really nothing else for us to look for lower. I'm going to reach for a bearish narrative here. I want to reach for one just to be prepared. Um, yeah, essentially this fair value gap is the reach. You can't really look at anything in the 20-day discount because right now it's programmed from here, and this is still the high and the low of that range. And we're going off the discount of the range. um the wick of this is a good question. The wick here would be where on the lower time frame? The wick would be this 2 o'clock. So essentially, here's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock would be. Don't you like it when the content is mostly just to shoot? It's way more fun. Um, so the consummate encouragement of the wick would essentially be this session low of 1 p.m. I wouldn't look anywhere other than that. Well, can't really look anywhere other than that. Um, then obviously previous days low above all. They could very much just flush this one last time and then balloon up. We do have Unk on Friday. So we very much could do nothing tomorrow. Then it's at like 10, right? Yeah, 10 a.m. Unk is supposed to say something. I don't think he's gonna say anything hawkish, so we could we could have some sort of peace of mind that this previous day's low, at minimum, will be the low and will hold, and we will keep going for higher prices. So you could be very safe and just skip tomorrow, buy the close tomorrow, and just wait till Monday. That sounds like perfection right there. That sounds like a perfect trade right there. So we'll just have to see what tomorrow brings us, what the close is tomorrow. Um, yeah, we'll just have to see what tomorrow brings us. Because sitting on your hands, when I mean sitting on your hands, I mean with cash, just sitting with cash. If you're still sitting with cash as of now, um, sit out. Don't take any positions tomorrow. Buy at close, let Unk pass, and then see where you close on Friday. That sounds like a that sounds like a trade that if I had millions and I saw that this was coming and I had cash to scale out into a long position that I'm already in, right? If I had the cash to scale out into a long position I'm already in, that would be the trade. Do nothing tomorrow, buy at close, let Unk do its thing, and then decide what you want to do on Friday. That sounds like so much fun. That sounds like so much money on the table. That sounds like printing money. So I would love to see that happen. If I'm wrong, I'm totally fine with cheaper prices. Yeah, you could sense my excitement with this report. Um, learn today. I really wanted to see. I'm really excited to see that I should be thinking. I'm gonna be doing some more study after I cut, but I'm gonna start looking at Friday highs and lows to see what I see, and I'll get back to you. All right, you have a blessed day.